Today we're taking a voyage to one of Scotland's southernmost outposts in the Outer Hebrides, Barra Head, or Berneray as it is also known in Gaelic. Welcome back to A Scottish Island a Day, brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald, and today we're venturing to this windswept island steeped in history, geology and isolation. Barra Head, part of the Barra Isles archipelago, is a rugged place where human habitation once thrived but has since given way to nature and automation. This 3-kilometre long island is largely composed of ancient gneiss rock, with a high point called Soton standing 193 metres above sea level. The cliffs that dominate its southern coast are among the most spectacular in Scotland, rising to nearly 190 metres and providing a sanctuary for thousands of seabirds. In fact, the island is designated as a special protection area for its rich bird life, including puffins, razorbills and kittiwakes. The island's modern name, Berneray, hails from Old Norse and means Bjorn's Island, a testament to the Viking influence that shaped much of the Hebrides. However, Berneray wasn't always known by this moniker. Originally, the term Barra Head referred only to the southernmost headland, but over time, the name came to represent the entire island. The Gaelic name for this remote place is Berneray Chan Barai, a poetic reflection of its windswept southern cliffs and towering lighthouse. Let's take a moment to delve into the island's human history, which dates back to prehistoric times. Archaeologists have identified no fewer than 83 archaeological sites, some of which point to human settlement as far back as the Neolithic era. Among the many structures are chambered tombs, Iron Age forts, and even a possible Norse burial site. This rich history speaks to an island that was once more populous and important than it is today. Barra Head was never easy to live on, but the residents who once called it home eked out a living through agriculture, fishing and fowling. Barley, potatoes, oats and turnips were grown in the island's meagre soil, and the sea was teeming with fish. However, it was the seabirds, thousands upon thousands of them, that became an essential part of life here, providing both food and feathers. A single fowler in the 19th century reportedly caught 600 birds in just one day. The lighthouse, which now stands as a beacon of maritime safety, is perhaps the island's most famous feature. Built in 1833 and designed by Robert Stevenson, the Barra Head Lighthouse sits perched on the island's cliffs at Shronanduin, nearly 700 feet above sea level, making it the highest lighthouse in the UK. Its light, visible for 18 nautical miles, has been a crucial guide for ships navigating the treacherous waters of the Hebrides for nearly 200 years. Before the lighthouse was automated in 1980, it was manned by keepers who, along with their families, were the island's last permanent residents. Imagine living in such a remote, storm-battered outpost, with the Atlantic waves crashing against the cliffs and the wind howling day and night. H.J. Elwes, visiting the island in 1868, wrote of the awe-inspiring spectacle of the sea and sky alive with seabirds, describing it as a scene so intense that it was impossible to hear another person speak. Once the light became automated, Barra Head was abandoned to the elements and the island's human story ended. Today, only the memories of the lighthouse keepers remain, marked by a small cemetery halfway up the island where some of the keepers' children and even an inspector are buried. But Barra Head has also been a site of innovation and testing. In the 1970s, its rough seas were used as a proving ground for a prototype lifeboat that would later evolve into the Atlantic 21 class lifeboat, a stalwart of the RNLI's fleet. Even today, The legacy of this testing continues as Barra Head remains a vital part of Scotland's maritime history. Nature, however, has reclaimed Barra Head in full. The island's high cliffs and steep slopes are home to breeding colonies of seabirds, with around 100,000 pairs flocking to the island each year. This seabird paradise, along with the island's delicate grasslands and flowers like primrose and yellow iris, makes it a special place for conservation. Grey seals can often be spotted basking on the rocks near the landing cove, adding to the island's wildlife spectacle. Today, the National Trust for Scotland owns Barra Head, having purchased it in 2000 to preserve its natural beauty and heritage. In 2009, the Trust removed the last of the sheep that once grazed here, leaving the island to the seabirds and the elements. With no permanent inhabitants and no regular visitors, Barra Head is a remote and lonely outpost, but one that continues to inspire with its stark beauty and rich history. That wraps up today's journey to Barra Head on A Scottish Island a Day. Join us next time as we explore another one of Scotland's fascinating islands. Until then, I'm Colin MacDonald, signing off. Slán go fóill.